Greetings and welcome to the energy of Aries. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. We shall go ahead and get started for this month. This is a month, well, it's March 2024 for example. It's going to be quite fortuitous for Aries, at least intuitively speaking. We're going to look into the karmas and see how action is played out for this month. For the energy of Aries, the Sun and Mars, as well as the first house, are going to be watching over us, particularly Mars. Now, Mars is interesting because it is a planet of actions also in the first house. It's also surrounded by the 12th and the second houses. So there's a movement from Neptune to Mars and then to Venus, according to the zodiac flow, 12, 1, and 2 second houses. Yeah, that is very interesting because there's a sort of push to rebirth and then reality when it comes to this part of the zodiac, and it's all done through this first house energy of Mars, action. It culminates in the 10th house. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started with this particular reading. And firstly, I'd like to begin with karma before we move into the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror, by the way, is it's a 3-card spread superimposed with another 3-card spread. So there's 2 sets of 2 equilateral triangles, so 2 triangles that overlap, and then from it there's from analyzing it, we're able to see how 2 realities coalesce or merge into one. And we're going to look into that. This is going to be a reading for the ascension of certain things. Not that you have an ascendant in Aries, you could, but basically it's through the energy and the energy of Mars and Aries that we'll do this reading. So we'll go ahead and get started now with a bit of karma. Okay, we have here for this month 5 of rods in the reverse. We have the 9 of swords in the reverse, and we have the 2 of swords in the reverse in the past, present, future placements. Now, the interesting thing is that we're coming from a place where a lunar cycle has triggered your 7th house. There's something about 2 truths, 2 different ways of communicating with others in general, not just a significant other. And you both not really saying anything. There's an ambivalent situation with you and others in general. So the situation of ambivalence, it has like an emotional undertone, and it hasn't been able to be expressed. Okay, so there's somewhat of a block when it comes to communication with others in the past. That block is going to be released for now. The reason why there was a block is that there was tension in building something, creatively, passionately, in building something in the right way. And because of that conflict, what is happening in the near future is the 9 of swords, okay, which is basically a process of breaking through fear and coming into realization, okay, during the nighttime. So night is going to be very important. Night as in 24 hours of the day. It's, around 6 p.m. or whatever part of the hemisphere you're at. It eventually becomes, dark. And in the darkness of night, most of the realizations will come to fruition. A lot of the blocks from the past will come into clarity. There will be a voice, let's say, that comes through the symbolism of night, and it brings forward this idea that you're going to make a choice. Now, this choice is impulsive by nature. It has to do with not working with others. It has to do with, at least for the month of March, coming into the self, and also making a choice your own, in order so that you don't have to rely on working with others. You're going to go solo for a bit. And essentially this process is kind of like the revelations that we find in a period of like a dark night, trying to find, the light, the source, the God, in the evening. What is this leading to? It's leading to the 9. There's a lot of healing to be done this month, and it will lead to great stability. But the idea here is to realize that the point of stagnation that is in the past, about 2 different minds that are trying to unite but not being able to, it points to sort of the futility of truth. Now, I'm not trying to, sort of be a nihilist or say that there's nothing out there. And quite in fact, I would say the very opposite. I would. But there's a process here of coming to realization that not making the choice when it comes to communicating with others, not communicating with them. There's something about it where you had to be objective and not swayed by emotional coils, by that which would be, sort of detrimental or not totally pure. Okay, so the quest for truth and having that voice, it comes through the mystery of the 7 of Swords in reverse. You have to retrace. In the future, you're going to have to retrace why you've done what you've done, especially if you've had to leave an organization, a situation with others when building something, especially building a house, or the idea of building a house, or a structure of passion between you and some other people, projects and stuff like that, relationships even, the idea of building a home. It falls apart. And essentially, there's this clarity that you will receive by processing why there was hesitation either on your side or their side to push forward something. And this is a process of healing. Okay, good. Now we're moving into the quantum triangle. Now the quantum triangle is a tool discovered by the twin sun that suspends 2 realities, 2 equilateral triangles of empowerment. And then you can see in the quantum field like karmic resonances. You can see also possibilities of ascension. I'll try to keep this very, very grounded for this reading. We're going to look into this mystery of the 3. So I'll shuffle 3 times, and then we're going to go into the 5 in the reverse. So it's cut twice. Twice, and then block, and is this ready? One more time. Okay, we have a type of arrival to realizing how you can find your independence and not depend on others to fulfill your romances. Now, the interesting thing is that this idea of what we can be romantic about, it comes within your own cup. Okay, you can program your own code and write your own code so that technology will work accordingly for you, not against you. And this is Romanesque. It's something where you become a master of your expectations. You're also a master of your drives. There's something very instinctual this month that has to do with the process of healing the mind when dealing with others, okay? When dealing with the expectations of others. This came up very similarly for Libra. Now, we have here in the quantum triangle 2 triangles and I'll show you the pattern. So here's the first triangle. So we have the Three of Rods, we have the Chariot card, and we have Loterie, which is the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. We also have here Projet, which is the Seven of Cups in reverse. We have the in the Ascendant position, we have Satisfaction, or the Eight of Cups in reverse. And we also have La Justice, which is the one of the major arcanas. We have two major arcanas: Cardinal Water, Cardinal Air, and this is Judgment. Okay. So when it comes to this, I want to say there is a strong fixed cross that is being activated, and it's the cardinal cross for this reading in particular. Now, when the cardinal cross is activated, there is a strong need, at least in the quantum field, to bring forward joie de vivre, like basically joie de vivre, which is like the joy of life, or like to bring forward life into something. And then it's tied to the fourth house and the seventh house. Now, and that's a difference of 3 houses, fourth and seventh. So earth and air are cardinally activated for Aries this month, and there's a way to move forward. The funny thing is that this moving forward is a type of moving back. Moving forward, moving back, that means you come to a place of great potential, great stillness, okay? Meaning that there's something about Aries' own inner world that you can find satisfaction in the return to that inner world. Cancers as a zodiac, characteristically, psychologically, they tend to retreat, or they tend to bring their inner world to other spaces. Okay, and that allows for a great deal of potential, but it's still their own. It's still like inaccessible. It's still a place that is esoteric or spiritual. It's still a place of liberty, but they move home. It's like a moving home, like a moving sort of caravan, home, chariot. All of this, it speaks about great potential, but it's a return to something that you've already invested in, something that you've already romantically thought of, okay? This has to do with things that you are familiar with. This may be a good thing for you in that it creates this vibration, okay? And like what vibrates primarily is this idea that you are protected, and that your own inner world will be very, very well sealed and contained. So there's this containment energy of returning, getting away from the challenges and the mire of reality, of working with others, of having to deal with relationships and all of this. And you're going to find that there is great satisfaction in that. Now, the thing is that when you move away from the 10th house, go into the 4th, there is difficulty in the difference of that. Where you're sort of avoiding karma. Now, there is something in the past of like the end of a situation, the end of a relationship, the end of a job situation, or like the end of expectations of society, of like social expectations when it comes to relationships, and you've been having to deal with either getting out of a situation or helping people to get out of their situation. Or both, but this idea of like having to rebel or to help the rebellion is here, and you're here to essentially activate 7 houses away from you, to be there for others. You've been there for others. Now the idea here is to be there for yourself. So you move from air, the humanitarian sort of elevation of air, and you go into the 4th house. Okay. In the future, there also is a time of patience. Someone is waiting for you. Someone is waiting for you to find yourself. Someone is waiting for you to find yourself. And this person that you're dealing with, there's a lot of Jupiter around them. They don't bring a gift, but they're waiting to bestow a gift on you. Whether or not this is the same person that you've been dealing with in the past is up to interpretation. There also is Scorpio, Jupiter, and that would be Mars, Jupiter, and Mars letting go. When Mars lets go, the 2 and the 7 are activated. So like there's a great way for you to be given beauty. That's the way I interpret the 7 of Cups this month. There's a way to be given beauty, gifted beauty, for the process that you're going through now, okay? And this is all within the quantum field. Hopefully that helps. Let's see, anything specific? Yes, so there is the Star card. There's something about you that would be wise to go within and to detach and to also let loose any pent up emotions in that safe space. Okay, so find your safe space, let loose there. Try not to let others into that space when you do so. You can do so, but they won't be able to, they could see you possibly, but they won't be able to access you while you're doing this purging, this healing, okay? That's the very best I can give you for now, Aries. I do wish you well. Thank you. Bye-bye.